Hello everyone, my name is Sandrina Grajeda. Today in a lesson learning, we will discuss creative writing and strategies and techniques to produce these pieces of compositions in a creative form. To begin, creative writing is an element of individuals. In order to distinguish these, we can closely look at our initial word usage, or diction. From creating a list of initial words that come to your mind, you can get started on a compositional piece. You can transform any writing into creative excerpts by adding emphasis to your sentences by including adverbs and adjectives. By writing in your own voice, you can create perspective for your audience and allow for your styles to radiate from pen to paper and be more comprehensible overall. From writing how you feel about your personalized work and integrating emotion into it, it becomes a creative form. To ultimately become a skillful and effective writer, you must pertain to your audience. This is especially true of creative writing. Knowing your audience is vital to writing creatively. Being cautious and aware of your intended audience will allow you to choose wisely on what components go into your pieces of writing. For example, if your audience was a group of 5-year-olds at a science museum, you would produce something such as the following. Boys and girls of all ages, put your thinking caps on and use this big brain of yours to figure out what Mr. Millipede and Miss Centipede have the same and have different. Tell your teacher what you see. You have to look real close and pay real close attention to those creepy crawlers. This is an example because of word usage or diction that is used by the author. They wouldn't necessarily be used by him in their writing, but since they are pertaining to a particular audience, being the 5-year-olds, this is very distinctive to their word usage. Here's some practice. Go ahead and pause the video to revise these sentences to make them more appealing from a creative perspective. The first sentence we have is, the pair of Vans he bought the girl were given to her as a present. Second, we have, the group of teenagers ran away from Leatherface and his chainsaw. A quick tip when revising these sentences is to add adjectives, adverbs, or prepositional phrases to emphasize any nouns or verbs within these sentences. Here we have some creative revisions. These are sample revised sentences to make them more appealing from a creative perspective and appeal to a wider audience. These sentences are all subjective and can differentiate in many forms. The first sample revision we have is, the new pair of midnight Vans he bought the beautiful girl were given to her as a birthday present, all wrapped up with a sparkling pink bow on top. Secondly, we have the large group of naive teenagers rapidly ran away from the horrific-looking Leatherface and his roaring chainsaw he firmly held within his left hand. Time for a write-up. Let's pause the video and get creative. Produce a piece of writing roughly 3 to 5 sentences that includes at least 2 or 3 creative writing tactics that were discussed within our video. Identify which creative techniques you use to produce your writing or within your excerpt. This will be turned in and collected at the beginning of our next class session. That will conclude today's lesson on writing creatively. Thank you.